A couple Duluth City councilors want action taken statewide to protect people worried about being detained by ICE.
At the agenda session tonight, councilors Derwachter and Klana talked about a resolution they've introduced. It calls on Governor Walz to issue an executive order implementing a temporary eviction moratorium. They worry that evictions could impact families abstaining from work for fear of being detained by ICE.
What this does is make it so that if they're having a hard time paying rent, there would be a network that can provide rental assistance, and landlords then would not be able to evict them, but only on the rent payments.
The resolution is modeled after a recent call to do the same in Roseville, Minnesota.